Hello, my name is John. I was a student for the Wilson program for a year or almost a year and a half. Um, what did it feel like reading and spelling before the Wilson program? I knew I couldn't read words longer than because. I couldn't even spell the word because or even read the word because as as an eighth grader in middle school. And so it felt like reading and writing would be something I never mastered, even though I knew I needed it to be successful in life. So I felt as if I wouldn't be as successful. Um, what did reading and writing feel like now? Now as a college student, reading and writing is not difficult for me at all. I passed all my writing classes as well as my reading intensive classes with flying colors. Now from learning Wilson program all the way up until now, I feel like reading is something that I can master. It's something I have mastered. I listen to a lot of audiobooks now because I understand the power of reading and writing. That's one thing somebody can never take away from you once you learn how to read and write. And as long as you stay on the process of always being a learner, reading would never be a struggle for you. Probably the only thing I have now is I tend to get kind of lazy when writing papers, so I don't really proofread them. Even though I know I need to, but that's not a thing that the Wilson program didn't teach me. They taught me how to proofread, but even in high school, they taught me the same thing, but I just get lazy sometimes and don't do it. That's just a side note. Um, what did I think of the most important thing about reading? Um, I believe every part of reading is most important. First, get down to basics, of course, and then as time progresses, you learn and reading itself in general is just important because every day, everything we see in our life has words, and so it's like if you can't read, then you're moving through life without knowing anything. You're moving throughout life with a whole bunch of trial and errors, and that can set you back. Then the next person, even though you could have had the opportunity, and now me seeing that, okay, I this is a perfect example. Um, when I made it to high school, I after the Wilson program, I was reading at a college freshman level, and then 2 years after that, or a year after that, I was reading at a college senior level. So Wilson program taught me how to read, and I was mastering all my classes in high school. For the fact is that my comprehension as well as my reading was surpassing my students, my colleagues that didn't have dyslexia. So it's like that showed me how powerful reading was, and the only person that had the highest score over me was the head of the reading department. So like that shows the Wilson program actually does something to the mind, to the mental, and it gives you a sense of understanding, a sense of pride of like, yes, I can go out and conquer the world. I can read. I can do things that I couldn't do before. Um, and if I can pick one thing to tell kids that's our Wilson program right now is embrace it, love it, and remember all of the things that your teachers taught you, as well as like remember the dedication as you get older and things happening like you have to deal with like work or probably more workload from school and stuff. Just remember the dedication and how much fun it was to being able to learn how to read, and remember that, and remember only way you keep your mind sharp is by reading, and is by like reading. Pick up a book, even if you don't want to pick up a book, just challenge yourself, listen to an audio book and follow along. um and if you do that, you, what you have learned would never, that tool would never get dull. And that's what I want to tell the Wilson kids. Thank you for letting me have this opportunity.